Welcome everybody, I'm Lizzie Brooks and this is Where Muscle Meets Mindful. Today I wanted to talk about how to be uniquely you. And I've gotten some questions about this, and actually I was invited to be on a podcast where that was the title, How to Be Uniquely You. And I want to first say that I'm not a perfect person, and we all have missteps, and I wasn't always, I didn't always find it as easy to be uniquely myself, especially when I started teaching yoga. And we all have those moments where we have to kind of wait and see, like, is this me? Does this feel right for me? But I have some ideas, and the first one is in the breath. So when I am shallowly breathing, when I am not fully at that sense of core or sense of depth, I am not going to make the same decisions, and I'm not going to feel as rooted, and I actually can't even feel what it is that I feel. So I think the first thing is to take a moment and slow down. Slowing down with the breathing, slow inhale, slow exhale, and so samavriti is what that's called, but even the pauses between the breath, to take stock of what it is we actually feel and what it is that we want and what it is that we need. And there's something to be said for being inspired by other people through our lifetime. So when I first started teaching, I would go to other teachers' classes and I would say, oh, should I do what that teacher did or what that teacher did? And even when I tried to do something like that, and of course I was very young, I couldn't even pull it off because it wasn't actually me. So I think you find it a little more nerve-wracking, and I think we've all felt that when we're not being completely authentic, that it doesn't feel good and it doesn't feel easy. It feels maybe a little, we have a little more nervousness to put forth something that we're not. So, and this is such a broad topic of, like, how do you know you're exactly you? Is it the clothes you wear? Is it your hobbies? Is it, I think it's a multitude of things. I think it's the depth of us, and then what we wear and what we do is kind of an expression of who we are inside. And that might even be, I mean, when I was younger and I used to put on clothes or my friends' clothes or things like that, and I just would wear it and I just was like, this is off. This isn't, I don't feel good or right or myself. And so the more we can sense into what we don't feel is us, the more we uncover what is us. I think another thing to be uniquely us, to remember, is that no one is perfect. Don't try for perfection. I am a recovering perfectionist. I'm not recovered. I still like things to be a certain way. I still, have an idea of how I want things to turn out. I mean, even today, I am missing 4 videos, 3 because of terrible sound after they've already been recorded, and 1 because I deleted it somehow. So I wasn't just like, oh, no big deal. I wanted it to be a certain way, and it wasn't. So I've had to begrudgingly move on. But the more we can get out of the idea that anyone at all is perfect, any business, any person, anything at all is perfect, the more we can find that we can be ourselves a little bit more. I even leave my flaws in my videos. So as long as the light is okay and the sound is okay, I think it's those missteps and mistakes that connect us. So when we're being uniquely ourselves, we're not going to put this flawless version into the world. And probably if you did put that version into the world, it wouldn't feel good to you, and you wouldn't be resonating with people, and people wouldn't connect with you. So I think it's those flaws and those mistakes and those missteps that make people feel connected with you, because they can see themselves in you, and vice versa. So allowing yourself the flaws, so breath, allowing yourself the flaws, and slowing down. So when we are in a rush or hurried pace, it's really hard to sense into what it is that we actually need or want at all. I would also recommend writing things down. I mean, you've all heard writing that pros and cons list and things like that to find out what at the base of yourself you want to put forth, or what you want to do in your job or in your free time, anything like that. Write it down, see it on paper, and then look at it and make your judgment of what feels more in line with your truth. Also, I think in line with those mistakes, learn from every time you didn't speak your truth or do something truthful and how negative that feels. Learn from how bad that felt and how off that felt, and just say, oh, I don't actually want that anymore. And so back to what is real and what feels good. And I will say this, even if you're being 100% yourself, even if you know that at the depth of your core, people will still mistake you for not being you. It is that way sometimes. And even that isn't about you. People have their own thing, and they're going to see things through their lens. And much of the time, it has nothing to do with what you're actually doing. So go forth, be yourself, find the breath, slow down, learn from your mistakes. If you did something in the past that didn't work out for you, recognize that today is a new day. So don't feel the need to live in the past. Come to the present moment. And even if you haven't felt totally yourself in the past, today is a new day. Welcome to yourself. Thanks so much for listening.